What is up, guys? Diplexheated here again. Hope you're having a good day today. Welcome back to the Pacific mod for Men of War Assault Squad 2 and the Battle of Tarawa Part 2. If you've missed Part 1, be sure to check it out before watching this video. There's going to be a link to it down in the description box below. So this is the other half of the map that we used for Part 1. This is the rest of the Tarawa map made by RDBS. It's insanely detailed, which is why I decided to cut it in half. Performance was simply too chuggish for my system, and I do deem it a rather good system. I deem it quite capable. That's the word I was looking for. But even Men of War, the very old game, with all these mods and details and textures and effects and everything that just keeps getting better and better, it does put a strain on it. Even a better system. I am, however, thinking of switching to 4K gaming this year, later in this fall, perhaps winter. I have a good graphics card. I might beef it up a tiny bit more. Definitely upgrade my CPU, RAM, and all that stuff to bring it to the latest generation. And I'm not really interested in gaming in 4K myself, but it's for the recording purposes because the bitrate gets better with 4K over here on YouTube. Everything gets much more enjoyable for you, the audience. Which brings me to a topic I actually wanted to discuss, and that is a static cinematic. Moving the screen around like this definitely brings the quality down. It makes a lot of blurry scenery. Being static, no matter really what happens on screen, is the best way to keep the quality really clear. So after this video, in a few days, I am going to upload the entire Battle of Tarawa, Part 1 and 2, cinematic, static, no commentary, and you are going to see how much easier it is to follow everything and how much better the quality is. But having that said, this is Part 2. This is amazing, by the way. This is taking place right after the end of Part 1. We are going to be looking at the Japanese defenses to begin with, because the Americans are arriving literally right out of the fog here. That's simply how it's going to have to be. There are going to be more water buffaloes attacking. We're going to see Shermans. Yes, we had M4 Shermans on the beaches of Tarawa. We're going to see a few Japanese light tanks. I do believe they had about 14 light Type 95 tanks, the Hago, and just a variety of units. I think it's going to be a great battle. We've got burning aircraft here. You can hear bombers overhead. We've got the battleships off the coast, and mortars and artillery, machine guns, everything practically you'd ever ask for and need in a World War II battle. Guys, without further ado, let me go ahead and click that start button. We're gonna position ourselves in a good position where we can follow most of the early action without really having to go too deep. There's gonna be a lot of stuff happening, but it'll develop over time. I'm excited to get started. All right. So you'll have to imagine that this is all taking place right after the end of Part 1. The troops are simply continuing further inland, whatever depth they can cover. The Tarawa Atoll was a strip of fairly thin islands, so the combat width was wide or large, but the combat depth was not so developed. Whoa, what? Okay, we have a bit of an explosion back there. I'm not sure what flew past the screen, but I see a Japanese soldier. He just burned up to death. That is crazy. Okay, water buffalo unloading U.S. troops down here. Oh, they are being destroyed by everything. That's just insane, guys. Got more troops arriving. Oh, beautiful. Oh, there goes another fuel barrel, or is it more of a fuel cistern? That is crazy. Look at the fire spreading. That is so awesome. And one Japanese soldier was actually caught in the flames. What a gruesome way to go. You've also got the Type 95 light tank rolling in there on the Japanese left or right flank, rather. More water buffaloes arriving here on the scene. Unloading infantry. Just establishing themselves as static weapons. Providing cover for the infantry following suit. Oh, mortars dropping everywhere. No one is safe, but there's plenty of cover here, so it's not entirely perilous to advance. Obviously, that cover is countered with plenty of Japanese infantry and machine guns covering pretty much every angle. Okay, we got Marines unloading here, moving up. Look at that Japanese machine gunner firing away. Oh, he's gonna catch a soldier and bring him down. Oh! We're gonna have to get a grenade in that bunker to knock that MG out. That is pretty awesome. So we're gonna follow along the Japanese defenses here along the road. We've got more machine guns. There's probably a dozen in this small area, which is pretty insane, but I don't mind it. Don't be skimpish on the machine guns. They're pretty awesome. We've got more Marines arriving with water buffaloes. We've got Marines entering the trenches. I mean, literally, machine guns covering every single angle. It's such an awesome feature on this map. Type 95 is semi-active. I'd say it seems functional to some extent, but the engine is down, and any 50 caliber machine gun would be enough to penetrate the armor of this light tank. So it's nothing to really consider a formidable cover or defense for any infantry inside. Okay, so the troops are actually starting to get into the map now. We don't have to be too far back to watch all the Japanese troops. We can kind of see more and more American Marines enter the fray or enter the scene. I don't mind the blue tracers. A lot of people pointed it out in the previous video, but I think it looks cool, and it doesn't remind me of Star Wars whatsoever. There are plenty of more Star Wars-esque things than blue tracers. I think it's nice. It kind of you know, separates them from the other machine guns or the other weaponry on the map. It's nice. All right, we're seeing huge progress here. A lot of Marines making it further inland, but these machine guns are still active. You gotta get close and get some grenades in. Got Marines attacking on the right side here. Making their way up to the airfield. We even have Japanese troops up here by a sort of a command post, a bunker. We're going to see some close quarter action. Type 100 SMG though, putting down a lot of suppressing fire on those Marines moving up. Oh, M4 Sherman rolling up. Nice to see. They finally landed on the beaches and are being brought up. That is some sweet stuff. All right, guys. Across the airfield, we have some Type 95 moving up. Oh. I think there's going to be an exchange of fire here. That water buffalo with the 75 mil is returning fire as well. Oh, it's going to knock a palm tree off the roots. That's pretty insane. The 37mm guns are probably not capable of penetrating, dealing any significant damage, but definitely able to track the tanks, just as it did to that Sherman. That one is not going to move any further. Type 95 down here in a crater caused by one of the probably HE shells from the 75 back there. That's going to knock out that one in the center. It is down. The other 95 is going to position itself next to the remains of a building here. Okay, other Japanese AT capacity has been brought down. There was a sort of like the 75 mil or something like that, similar to some kind of a Japanese flak, which has been knocked out as well. So that one is down. So far, so good. There's plenty of Japanese infantry still covering behind just a variety of different cover. Japanese right side is looking much better than the left. But Marines are moving up. Do keep in mind there's a limited number of troops. There's always been a limited number of troops for both sides in both battles. So this is practically anyone's game, anyone's victory. Oh geez, 2 machine guns like that, even 3 in such a small vicinity. That is pretty insane. Oh god. they're covering all angles. They're basically protecting each other's backs. So getting around is going to be pretty tricky. But luckily, the Americans do have a lot of armor on the right side. They're probably going to come up on the flank. There's still a duel here between the Type 95 and Water Buffalo. The Sherman is in on the corner as well. We have more M4s moving up on the American right side. Infantry following suit. And that machine gun bunker has still not been quieted. It is still active. There goes the last Type 95 visible here on this part of the battlefield. This bunker is still active though. I don't know how they're going to deal with it. I think this Sherman's going to put an HE in that window. I think that would be the most suitable way to go about this. Sherman rolling up. Troops fighting for the control of this bunker. Japanese officer is going to be in a duel with an American soldier. Oh, he went down the hatch. Okay. Oh, he came up again. He was shot dead. This guy does not surrender. Oh, he's going to kill 2 Americans up here. This is one brave officer. Left alone up here on top. Oh, how many is he going to bring down before he dies himself? There's some radio comms there from a radio operator. You know, this Sherman might just put him down. He's got his sights in, but he might be covered by the walls of the structure there. Not sure. I don't want to focus too much on this, but I do love the individual combat here in Men of War. It gets quite heated. And this is definitely personal as well. Oh, fuck. What are they going to do? Are they going to throw a grenade up there? He's killed half a squad now. Alright, we can't... I'm sure that'll work itself out in a very anti-dramatic way or anti-climatic way. So we're just going to come back here and watch more of the action. Okay, we got 2 soldiers with some M1 carbines trying to engage that bunker from afar. Oh, radio man shot dead. Can hear lone M1 Garand fire away there. Bing! A lot of U.S. troops here in the trench. Taking it slow. Steady does it. Steady does it. Oh. Battleship barrage. Oh! That's probably the radio comms we heard. Them calling in artillery. That's what the radio men can do. That is going to knock up the airfield nicely. But look at the amount of bunkers here. So many machine guns covering this road and airfield. I'm not sure how the Americans are going to crack this. Oh. And a lot of troops move up. Okay, he's reloading. Now's the time. I wonder if they can put sufficient fire on the bunker. Got more troops arriving from the American right side as well. They're kind of just clearing this whole area now. The bunker has been cleared out. They finally got him. I'm not sure how many men he killed, but we saw him take down at least a handful. And that is a lot of casualties caused by an officer with just a pistol. The remains of around the airfield after the battleship bombardment are now being cleared out. There's just a few remaining defenders. We have an active bunker back there as well. That is pretty much it. A lot of GIs coming in right now. Or Marines, actually. They're not... I think the GI is a nickname for the American Army soldier. Am I not right? If I'm wrong, it would obviously cover Marines and all kinds of service branches, but I'm not sure it is. It could just be a specific Army nickname. G.I. Joe. Anyway, guys, so the Marines are coming in from the American right side. Here are the remains of the fuel storage. We even see a completely scorched Japanese soldier. He is legitimately burnt to a crisp. Damn. I do believe the bunkers have finally been dealt with. That is correct. He's completely gone. Not sure if a Sherman put a main gun shell through that hole, but American troops are coming in on the flank now. This is probably how they're going to deal with the bunkers. This is really interesting, though. They're kind of over-flooding the field. We've got a few Japanese soldiers in hiding around the sandbags and all the walls. A lot of suppressing fire on that bunker. Let's see if they can bring him down. That's a lot of semi-automatic rifle fire. Don't you just love to see this? systematically clearing out the airfield. He's got a tank crewman out with his pistol as well. He is not running away from this fight. But you can see the American Marines are getting closer and closer. There's no doubt about it. And soon, this bunker is not going to be able to defend itself. We're going to have American Marines come in on its flank and behind it. We even have troops engaging the defenders back here in an open fight. Oh, Sherman adding some fire support to the Marines. Next main round could be a direct hit. Oh, some accurate rifle fire. Oh, wow, the sandbags saved this submachine gunner's life. And the Marines are crawling closer and closer. Moving from cover to cover. I like these, like, the cleanup action. It's really cool because it's so systematic, and it's not peaceful, but there's some kind of tranquility to this in a strange way. Japanese soldier shot back, wounded, but he got back up on his feet, adrenaline flowing. He can't even feel the pain from his own wounds right now. That is how much the adrenaline is powering him right now. He'll probably just fall apart any time now, without realizing he's mortally wounded. That does happen to people in war. U.S. bombers overhead, completely dominating the skies. There's no doubt about it. It's quieting down severely. There are still Japanese soldiers to root out and eliminate. Marines moving up in squads here. Look at these guys moving up. They've got a bunker to clear. We might see some grenades be used. I'm not sure how they're going to deal with this. Tank man still alive. I heard a Type 100 there. This guy's still standing. Let's see if this Garand can knock him out. Oh, shot in the leg as well. What a Terminator. Accuracy heavily impaired. Soldier flanking, getting into one of the craters. Oh, we're seeing some BAR fire as well. The Browning. Oh, nothing's happening. He's miraculously still alive. There we go. That's a nice headshot. That's going to bring him down. There's one Japanese soldier in hiding here in the crater below the sandbags. He's probably going to try and remain hidden until the last moment, and then he's going to appear and do as much damage as he can. Okay, bunkers are being cleared out. Oh, machine gunner in between the two fuel barrels here. Or not barrels, but you know what I mean. The fuel cisterns. Silos. Massive barrels in a sense, I suppose. If a barrel is simply a container, they can be big and small, of course. Wall to wall, how are they going to treat this? He's coming around the corner. Oh! Keep moving. This is tricky. I'd say hand grenades would be a very good solution to this problem. We haven't seen all too many hand grenades be used yet. Marines on this side are being cautious. Very cautious. Okay. Grenade being used here. That's going to land right in the crater. Oh, it's going to bring him out. Oh, shot dead. Nicely. Hit him probably in his thorax, stomach perhaps, but it almost like bounced on the helmet as he was leaning towards the enemy. Grenades would be a great use here as well. We are coming to the end of this battle, but I don't feel like cutting it short. I like this. I like watching these close encounters. It's almost on a personal level. There are definitely more Marines back up here. They're just, you know, they're elsewhere. For just cinematic effect, let's roll up the Shermans. Like, why not? It's just going to look awesome. That's what we do. Let's add some ambience to it as well. We also have there's 4 in total, I suppose. A tank man, an officer, a machine gunner, and a rifleman. A very unique quadruple. I was going to say trio, but it's not. But yeah. What's he shooting at? The truck? There's no one there. Unless there's a Japanese soldier back. Oh, no, this machine gun is been knocked out. I don't see any Japanese riflemen alive here. They're all pretty much dead. What a kill zone. Okay, they're moving up. Guys, be careful. This machine gunner is just so deadly. You need to get a grenade on that. Oh, damn. He's going to crawl away. So many Marines have been lost here. Maybe there's a way I could get them to, like, move up. Oh, this Sherman's moving up again. It's back up. It's been repaired. Alright, the Marines are going to secure the airport building instead. That seems logical. I guess we'll have to wrap it up before we saw the last Japanese troops fall. I guess you do kind of want to see that, though, but it's just... Either way I go about this, I'm going to get complaints from either controlling the Americans or aiding the Japanese or not aiding the Japanese. It just goes every single way. It's like a country election. There's no way of satisfying every single person watching. But I do believe the majority of you do want to see me wrap this up. So I'm going to go ahead and just send in a Sherman. We're going to get some Marines here in a cleanup patrol. And we are going to put them to work here. Okay, there we go. What a brave Japanese officer. There's no doubt about the bravery of these men. Look at him. Okay, let's give the last Japanese soldiers here. I believe there's these guys. There's a machine gunner here as well. Oh, he's gonna die anyway. Let's have these guys on free move. Let's see what they do. Oh. Okay, we know what's going on. Can we drive the Sherman through here? That would be groundbreaking. I'm eager to see, actually. It looks like it can. Or not. If we're fine-tuning it, though. Could we squeeze it in between? Like there? Oh yeah, that works. Oh, that is insane. That's some precision driving. M4 through the wall. Alright, I don't know where the rest went. I think they ran off. I don't blame them. They're hiding in a crater. You know what? You guys, you fought bravely. Guys, let's have a look at casualties. We're going to mark the Japanese casualties in yellow and the American casualties in red. And this was just an insane fight. So many pockets of dead attackers and defenders all over the map. Over here. A lot of Americans died up here. This was a kill zone for this MG. It's interesting to know what a machine gunner like this would do in damage, but his whole gun is gone, so I can't look at it because it was most likely taken out by the Sherman. This one did kill 2 infantrymen, which is rather underwhelming. The Sherman over here killed one more, and this guy over here just brought down 2. So the Shermans really did nothing. Tactically, they did a lot strategically for cover and such and control of the battlefield, but in terms of damage, very little. I think most Japanese soldiers did much more damage, or equal damage. Even the machine guns randomly placed here. This one brought down 4 men. More prominently placed machine gun, like perhaps so many different places here. Where could we look? This one's gone, so that's not a clicker. 9 kills here. Now we're not seeing any numbers of like 20 or 30. That's usually overdone. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. There's one alive down here somewhere. 2 guys. You know how we deal with that. Clearing out the bunkers. There we go, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for a fully cinematic, static version of this battle and the previous part as well, coming out soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon again. Ciao.